everybody's having a fantastic week, and welcome to episode 28 of Lost in the Plot. So let's get into it, shall we?
Party will do moving forward to keep Christians safe from hate in Canada.
Again, thank you, but I'm not going to respond to an organization that promotes misinformation and disinformation like Rebel News, so no, I'm not going to respond to your question.
Wow. What she said had no misinformation in it.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. Over 200 Christian places of worship have been attacked in Canada since 2021. Many served First Nations communities. Many were historic, and they diverted police and resources and put others at risk. What do you say to Canadians who see your refusal to answer, especially from one of the few media outlets here that are not funded by the state, as proof that a vote for you is a vote for a dangerous, radical party that gaslights the public into thinking it stands against hate, when its silence is instead emboldening Christophobia?
Your question is another example of why I don't respond to agencies like Rebel News that promote misinformation and disinformation.
So I'm sure most of you are aware that the post-debate scrum with the media and the leaders of the parties was canceled due to a security threat, or a claim of a security threat, because they won't really give us any details as to what that threat was, which you can be certain that the threat doesn't exist at all. It's fucking bullshit. From what I can gather, it appears that someone just really didn't like that people were asking, the media were asking some of these wannabe leaders or already leaders, they were asking them difficult questions, and God forbid we do that, right? God forbid we do that. So the only legal way to stop it was to do that, was to create a fake threat, because they can't cancel it because that would be illegal. So they came up with a fake threat to cancel it. But this is a clip I wanted to show you guys. It's from Lincoln J and David Menzies. Lincoln J is David Menzies' cameraman. They're both from Rebel News. I've met them both on several occasions. They're great guys. So I just wanted to show you this. This is Lincoln J explaining what actually happened at the post-debate scrum before it was shut down. So have a look at this.
All right, let's break down what exactly led up to this moment of Terry Gillen, lead media advance for Prime Minister Mark Carney, smacking David Menzies twice outside of the leaders' debate last night. Now, as many of you know, the post-debate media scrum was canceled, and a journalist from Ricochet Media started to yell and blame Rebel News for it being canceled. While I was filming this interaction, I noticed another cameraman filming me while all the action was happening behind him. So to test if he was actually filming me, I moved around, and unsurprisingly, his camera followed me. Fast forward to a few minutes later, and I tried to get a shot of his name tag to see who he worked for, and he elbowed me out of the way. As he was exiting the venue, my colleague Alexa Lavoie attempted to speak with him in French to see who he worked for because he wouldn't respond in English to me. David Menzies also followed us outside of the building, and as I was attempting to get a shot of his name tag on his bag, he smacked my phone out of my hand and stepped on it. And then, out of nowhere, Terry Gillen steps into the picture, and as David Menzies is filming him, he did not like that the camera was in his face, and he smacked it out of David's hand. David retrieved his camera and attempted to ask him what that was all about, and he smacked it again. It's important to note that there was police all around while this was happening, and I was in disbelief that none of them were stepping in at this moment. It's also important to note that the cameraman who initiated the whole incident then went on to load up all of his camera equipment onto an official Liberal Party bus. Now, let's compare that with CTV News's coverage of the interaction that occurred.
I think we have the tape for you right now, because the Liberal bus was on René Lévesque Boulevard, which is just the street behind the camera here. And so as they were going out, they were being followed by some of those, as I mentioned, I called them earlier, some of those so-called journalists from Rebel News. And as they were walking out towards security, they were being hounded by them, being filmed by them. And these are just journalists who are trying to get back to the hotel tonight, as there are no more scrums. And at that moment, you'd seen this clash between one of the members of Rebel News, and it seems like somebody from the Liberal Party. It continued to spill out.